Secretary of State Marco Rubio is meeting with U.S. military personnel who are monitoring the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Rubio called the mission historic, but he admitted there'll be difficulties ahead when it comes to implementing the U.S. brokered Gaza peace plan.
The journey to sort of get through the 21 points of the plan, to get through all the things that we're trying to achieve, is not going to be a linear journey. There's going to be ups and downs and twists and turns.
Let's bring in CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams. Holly, thank you for making time for us on 24/7 today. What more can you tell us about the Secretary's visit?
Good morning, Mugo. Well, the Secretary of State's visit to Israel follows visits by the Vice President, J.D. Vance, and the President's negotiators, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Special Envoy, Steve Witkoff, all this week. All in the course of 1 week. And I think it shows you just how badly the Trump administration wants the fragile ceasefire in the Gaza Strip to stick and then to move on with President Trump's 20-point peace plan. Now, that ceasefire has held now for 2 weeks, but on Sunday there was a deadly flare-up in violence in Gaza. Many people are skeptical that Hamas will ever hand over its weapons. And here in Israel, some people are also not convinced that their leader, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, will stick to the ceasefire deal. Despite that, at a press conference today, Secretary Rubio adopted the same kind of resolutely positive tone about the ceasefire that we've heard from other U.S. officials this week, saying, quote, "We have every reason for healthy optimism." Now, Rubio also visited the Civil Military Coordination Center in southern Israel. That's a new facility. It just opened this week, and it's where 200 U.S. military personnel are monitoring the ceasefire. We were there earlier this week at the same time as Vice President J.D. Vance, and when he was there, he was talking about the International Stabilization Force, which under President Trump's peace plan will go in and secure the Gaza Strip. But Vance was adamant that that force would not include any American troops.
Okay, Holly, so let's stick with that then. We know it will not include any American troops, but do we know who will be part of it?
So, Mugo, under the President Trump's plan, that International Stabilization Force would work with local Palestinian police officers, training them, providing support, securing Gaza's borders to stop more weapons from coming in. Under the plan, Hamas would play no role in the governance of Gaza. Now, it's thought that Arab countries and perhaps some other Muslim countries would contribute to that force, but there are some very big questions. Firstly, specifically which countries, and do they have the experience to secure Gaza when there are not only militant groups there, but armed gangs? Secondly, what will Israel accept right on its border? For instance, would Israel tolerate Turkish troops as part of that force when Israel and Turkey have such a difficult and contentious relationship? And thirdly, who will those Palestinian police officers be, given that Hamas has been the government of Gaza for nearly 2 decades?
A lot of important questions there. Holly Williams, thank you so much for your time.